Hello everybody, welcome to ERL Season 7. This is round number 8 here at Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix. I am Jess and joining me this week is Austin. Hello.
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. you have to start with a bit of French. That's all the French I know, pretty much. But yeah, welcome everyone. It is going to. Oh my, that is not the greatest weather, right there.
It's
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some rain again. Jess, you are basically the queen of rain here at ERL.
true, very true.
So I would be surprised if we see it again.
And a lot of people are going out as well. So I'm guessing usually a lot of people going out is a sign that people are probably gonna be wet at the end of qualifying. But it is still quite a bit sunny, so I don't know. We only got 12 drivers, so there's more than we had last week, which is better than 11, I guess. So hopefully we get more finishes as well. So we were in Canada last week, another French-speaking country as well as English, anyway. And it was Speed Barry that won last week, but he's not here this week. But his closest rival in the championship, Louis, is in P2. It finished P2 last week, so I do believe, if my calculations are correct, he's leading the championship.
Yes, he is with 91 points right now. He is just 4 points ahead of IRLRT Rafa. And those two are both. Hold on, are they both here? No, where's Louis? He's not here.
Oh wow.
So Rafa, if he gets, what is it then? 8th place or better. He could, hold on. No, he needs a 7th place, because if they're tied at 80, no, sorry, at 91. No, hold on. Yeah, at 91. My goodness. My math is off
You
right now.
could
But
tell we're not good at
if they're
maths.
yes, if they are tied at 91, Louis would have the lead since he won 2 races, whereas Rafa only won 1. So he needs to have the actual championship lead. It doesn't matter too much right now,
Yeah.
but you know, for bragging rights. But after this race today, there's still another 13 races to come, so it doesn't matter all too much. But Rafa can make some big points here. If he gets a podium, he's instantly at least 11 points ahead of Louis, who is still leading in the championship as of right now. But come the end of this race, there's a high chance that won't be the case.
Yes, and there are very different strategies as well people can go on to, which excites me quite a lot actually. And I'm trying to remember what the strategy was, because there's last time I did France was last week. So I think a lot more people will be using. So there'll still be quite a few people doing the soft, but we will see. We can do soft to hards around here. Some people tried soft to mediums the last league race I commentated around here. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. But soft to hard I think would be the best, but some people might try mediums to hard if they can't get it that way. And there's yellow flags everywhere, but there's probably people moving out the way, as Rapper's just gone past set to 1 now, but I think there's people further on a lap. I do believe Nolan was the first person to go out of the pit lane and onto the track. The conditions are getting better though, so which is good. It was less overcast than it was, so
I'm looking on board with T1000 Zach right now, and you can see the sun shining through in a couple of corners. You see a little bit of a glare, so it seems like the clouds are moving away, and Zach also puts the first time in 129.6. But that will not be the last, and if I was a betting man, I would say this is not the pole time,
no.
as the track will evolve over the next 14 minutes.
I think 128, 127, maybe. Definitely 128, maybe. Or probably the low 129s. But I think since we got quite fast drivers in this tier anyway, times will probably go pretty quickly. As Janor's gone P2 at the moment in the Red Bull. And how about Rafa? How is he doing? Oh, Rafa's invalidated. Was not expecting that. He dives into the pits. Raikkonen, I think, either not gone out or he's had his lap invalidated. And the key.
And I gotta say, looking at the strategy most of these drivers are running right now in qualifying, everyone except Nolan is on the soft. Sorry, only Nolan is on the hards. Everyone else on the softs. And I'm a bit surprised that this early on drivers do not go onto harder compound tires, whether it's the yellow medium tire or the white walled hard tire. They all go onto the softs, and generally the way these qualifyings work is that you have early on in the qualifying, everyone's just doing like practice laps, trying to get into the flow, trying to get a feeling for the track temperature and everything. And then come the end of this session, you have everyone on the preferred tire that they want to set their one lap time, their best lap time on. Maybe going for 2 stints. If the soft is that tire, if it's the medium, you tend to go because you only have one set of medium tires. You only go once. But right now, everyone's on the softs, despite usually, again, everyone will be out on harder tires. So maybe this is an indicator. That's what I'm trying to make my point now. It took way too long. Maybe this is an indicator that there will be rain at the start of the race, so the tire choice in qualifying doesn't matter.
And I wonder if they prefer that, or I wonder if they wanted to have a chance to go in the dry. I wonder how many people today have practiced in the dry around France. Around the wet around France, sorry. Not dry, because obviously people practice in the dry. But seeing that quite a few races I've seen have been in the wet, I won't be surprised if some of them practice for the wet as well. But knowing them, if they practice for the wet, it's going to be dry anyway. That's always the case. If I don't practice for the wet, it's raining. And if I do practice for the wet, it doesn't rain. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a jinxy thing. Is we've got Odems who is setting a lap, but it's not going to be representative at the moment. He's run out of ERS, and 134, yep, is invalidated for now, I think. So he'll probably go out again. And Carl, sorry,
that's gonna be a very, very important thing here during the qualifying, but also during the race, the invalidation of lap times, and then in the race, the warnings that you get for corner cutting. Penalties might play a huge role here because you see these vast runoff areas, the blue lines. I think it looks hideous, but you know they're huge runoff areas, which allow the drivers to run very wide without too much of a, well, on-track penalty, let's say, but they do get a warning, or if they cut the corner too much, they get an instant penalty, and that might decide the race in the end. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I won't be surprised either, because it's like Canada. I remember seeing last week in Canada where penalties decided a lot of positions, and if you keep it consistent, then you're likely going to score some good points. And we've seen that in Monaco. We've seen that, well, we didn't see that much in Baku because apparently in Baku there wasn't many drivers, but we definitely saw that in Monaco as well. So the last few races, getting as less penalties as you can is crucial to avoid losing as much points. And you get more of a chance to score points today than anything, because only 2 drivers will be out the points today. So if you keep it consistent, you'll be up there. So that's what these drivers are hoping for. Pazlan, or how we say, he's on a fly at the moment on the medium compound tyre. So he's going to go for the alternate strategy today, go for the mediums too. Oh, turn 12 is definitely understeery today, as Pazlan has just found out in the Williams. I'm sure this won't be a fast lap or a lap at all, but we'll see anyway as he comes across the line. It might have given him a little bit of advantage as he comes across the line now. No, it's not far. 131.9, which is not bad, but again, it could be a lot better. But he will have to go to pit anyway because he's been on those mediums for 3 laps already. So hopefully he'll set a much faster time, maybe on a softer compounded tyre and for less time as well, because otherwise he's going to have less of advantage to the other medium runners, as Zach has gone fastest at the moment.
Yeah, 129.5, just 14 thousandths of a second faster than Kalkers. And on provisional pole, but with 8 minutes 15 seconds left in the session, there's still plenty of time for all the drivers. In fact, half of the field haven't even set a lap time yet, so there's
It is
definitely
possible.
chances for a couple of shuffles there of the whole field, and we might even see. I doubt that Zach is going to fall out of the top 10,
Nah.
but he could fall way down the order still, and Calkers as well, obviously. But
13,000 to the
yeah.
second, separating the top two. That is just close at the moment. But watch that gap fall once we start seeing more improvements. As Rafa needs to get a lap time on the board soon. But knowing him, he's pretty quick anyway. There's some tracks he's good at, some tracks he's not. He's had his on and off days, I think, as far as racing is concerned. But hopefully he can find some time, find the practice, and he needs to pick up the pace a little bit as well. He was fourth last week behind Matt Tibos, who got third, and that was due to penalties. So Rafa's got to have literally no penalties at all, or as few penalties as he can. So here he comes then, as he dives it into the pits then. So he must have gotten it invalidated somewhere as well. Oh, that is going to cost a bit. I'm surprised a lot more people are not setting lap times at the moment. Are they just waiting for the track to evolve or something?
That would be my guess, yeah, that they're just partially that they're invalidating their lap times. And so, if you can't set a lap time if you invalidated your lap by going wide somewhere or cutting a corner a little too much.
No.
And so I think it's really a mixture of these two, but waiting for the last bit definitely plays a role. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the drivers decide to invalidate their lap times deliberately to not set a lap time on the hardest compound, so that if they end up in the top 10, that they might have to start on that tire even though they set a horrible lap time,
Yeah.
That might be what could bite P. Zallen in the rear, let's say.
Yeah, P.
He set
Zallen,
his best lap time on the mediums. If he invalidates his soft lap time, but somehow he stays in the top 10 because two drivers mess up completely, yeah, he's gonna have to start on the mediums, despite maybe not wanting to.
And he's gonna be at a disadvantage as well, as he's gonna be, because he set his time with 2 lap old mediums as well. So he's gonna use them in the race, and he's gonna be at the same tire deg as the soft tires if he doesn't improve on his time. Knowing him, he'll probably improve on his lap time anyway. He just hopes he goes faster, as Odem just goes into 6th place on the hard tyres. Good lap on the hards, to be fair. At the same time as Nolan, I've just noticed. Wow. That's not the first time I've seen.
The exact same time.
But due to the fact Nolan has set it first, he is ahead of Odem. So that's how it works. That was what it was like in Jerez in 97. And that is what it's like on the game. That is what it is. If you set it first, you will get the higher position compared to the one who set it afterwards. So yeah, this is not the first time I've seen it this week. I think there's been other leagues where I've seen it as well. So it must be a common thing at the moment. And I've just been informed by one of the drivers it's going to be a dry race as well. So yeah, that is why I think we're seeing hard tyres being used as well, as it's going to be no rain expected today, which I think a few drivers will be relieved about, because they won't have to be understeered as much, and we could see some more wheel-to-wheel action, I should say.
Yeah, the drivers probably like it when it's not raining, but I have to say for us as commentators, and I'm pretty sure for the viewers as well, seeing a rain race, seeing a wet race is much more entertaining.
I totally agree. And I've only started racing recently, and I like it when it rains when I commentate, but I hate it when it rains when I race. So it's just to find the balance, really. But you know, it's everyone. I think there's a lot of people going out now. We got Lakitu is out in the Haas, Rapper's out in the Ferrari, Nolan is out in the Haas. Yeah, so 2 of the Haas cars are out at the moment. I think both of them are going to give each other a tow, and they will benefit from having less traffic compared to the others, I think.
Yeah, they definitely will, and that might be the advantage that they need. But going back to the rain, as you said, since you started racing, you really hate the rain. When I was racing here in ERL in the F3 back in the day, I think it was season 5.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed driving in the rain. I was pretty good at it compared to my performance in the dry. And I really enjoyed it. So, there's some drivers who they like it, some drivers don't.
It's just...
But for most drivers, obviously, they don't like it because it is more difficult. Definitely. But, sometimes the challenge is a very interesting one to adapt to the new situation of a wet circuit and less grip on the track. So it can be really, really interesting, but every driver reacts to it differently.
Yeah, I think so, and it may depend on the setup as well and the driving style. They may have a setup which is pretty much in between dries and wet, or may have a wet setup and maybe not used to it. As I think Nolan has cut the corner there, but I'm guessing he just wants to... I think he wants to get back and set a final lap quickly. I don't know.
Yeah, well, what happened to Nolan was that he came out of turn 2 and went onto the throttle, tried to accelerate out of the corner, and then he realized that if he stays on the throttle, he's going to extend the corner on the exit. So he had to lift off, and then he decided, okay, now I have no momentum whatsoever for the next little straight towards turn 3, and so he just abandoned the lap right there. He did not cut the corner at first. It was just a miscalculation for turn 2. He was a little bit too fast there and would have gone too wide, and then invalidated his lap down, so he had to lift off, and then he decided to just completely abandon the lap.
Yeah, I think so, which is going to cost him a bit, but not a lot. So he set a time anyway. It could have been worse. There might be other people that still yet to set a time. And Lakitu is jumped up into 5th, so that's good for him. Rafa, Wayne, and Medium Pilot need to get a move on. Those 3 are really quick drivers. And
there is Rafa.
There's Rafa. Would he set one more? I'm just seeing. I don't think... No, he's not. No, he's not. So he's going to start...
For him, the qualifying's over.
Yeah, he's going to start no higher than 5th place. And Calcutta has retired as well. He's happy with his lap. So I'm going to see...
But Rafa's also definitely going to start in the top 10. Because, look at this. Pizalan and Raikkonen are both behind him and are both in the pits. So for them, qualifying is over as well. Nolan has ended his lap, so he will stay behind Rafa. Lakitu has ended his lap, so he will stay behind. Oh, there's a lot of drivers who are not on the lap anymore. I'm just trying to
find... Zach's in sector 2, so I won't follow him yet. Wayne's in sector 3, so I'll follow him. I'll see if he's faster. He's on the medium tyres, don't forget. We've got a fair spread, actually, Austin. We've got top 4 on softs, everyone else on mediums. So I think mixture of strategy today, which will make it interesting. As Wayne comes across, he's got final corner to go, turn 15 or 16, I couldn't quite read that. But here he goes, it looking pretty good. Can he get pole? 130.4 P6.
And a huge crash by Janul.
Wow.
Huge crash by Janul. He was on a fast lap and he lost it on the exit of turn 11.
And I think Zach had to abort as well. I think Zach...
Yes, he did, yeah.
Oh, God!
And Mormons runs into Marquez, into Odom's, whatever you want to call it. I think that's everyone's qualifying over, but...
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm pretty shocked about that. I think we're just waiting for these guys to go into the pits as
Yeah, Lakitu's the last one.
Yeah, Lakitu is the last one. That was a crazy end to qualifying, I must say.
Certainly, yes.
Yeah, but
Let's hope we don't have that many retirements come lap 27 of the race, which will be the final lap.
yeah. So the top four will be starting on the softs. They'll either have a choice if they've had enough to go onto the hard tires, or if they're feeling brave, go onto the mediums. Mediums, I think most people do mediums to hard. I don't think anyone will try and do mediums to softs, but we'll see. As anyway, Kalkers, he's on pole with Zach P2. 1/10 separating between these two. We got Janul P3, Lawman's 4th, Rafa 5th, Wayne 6th, Lakitu 7th, Nolan 8th, Odem's 9th, P-Zelen 10th, Medium Pilot 11th, and Raikkonen 12th. Medium Pilot and Raikkonen do get free choice of tyres, and Raikkonen has not set a lap time, so I'm not sure if he had a quali ban or not, or he might have just had an invalidated lap. I think his lap was invalidated, but I don't think starting 12th isn't a bad idea. And I think Janul in the chat is apologising to Zach that he kind of messed up. So Zach aborted on his lap there, which is a shame. But I think.
Yeah, and I just had a look at Raikkonen. He did not set a single lap time.
Oh.
So it was not that he was invalidated or anything. No, he was not out for a single flying lap.
So it must have been a quali ban or something like that. I don't know.
Most likely, yes.
Or
he made the choice. I've done that before. He made the choice to start in the back to avoid any kind of carnage.
To be honest, it's not a bad move. It's not a bad move, especially with only 12 drivers.
Well, I would argue against that. I would say it is a bad move with only 12 drivers. It is a much better move if you have a field of 20, where some kind of contact is much more likely. With 12 drivers, you can be fairly certain that they should all get through turns 1 and 2 unscathed.
I hope so. I'm keeping my fingers crossed about that one. We had rain last week, heavy rain at the start. This time it's dry completely for the whole race, so I think they'll find it a lot easier, I must say. So we're going to see how Raikkonen and Medium Pilot's tyres, we're going to see what tyres they have chosen. Let me just get it up. There we go. Oh, Medium Pilot on the hards, Raikkonen on the mediums.
Yeah, looking at this, I think, what is this yellow thing that was flying there?
I really don't know about that one, Austin. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was one of these anti-corner cut thingies that are on the inside of every corner. Pretty sure it was one of those, but it looked funny.
It looked funny.
But I have to say, I find the strategy of Nolan, Marquez, and Medium Pilot very, very interesting. They're starting on the hards, and they have their options still open. We know that Kalkers and Zach and Jano and Lorman's are gonna go soft to hard.
Oh, there's a yellow
we pretty
thing
much
again.
know. Yeah, we know that Rafa, Wayne, Lakitu, P-Zelen, and Raikkonen are gonna go medium to hard. Most likely, I would be surprised if any of them go medium to soft. That's I don't think it's possible. But with Nolan Marquez and Medium Pilot, they have the option. They could go both ways. And they might be the best prepared if we get a safety car or a virtual safety car at any point.
I think that's what these guys are hoping for, the guys that have qualified on the hards. All three of them, in fact. But I've never seen a safety car in France. Never. Never seen a safety car in France.
I have seen a safety car in France before, but not on this circuit. It was a Manicourt.
Yeah, I'm talking about
long time ago. But
yeah,
here...
I'm talking about Paul Ricard. Not...
Okay, you said in France, you know.
Sorry.
But yeah,
I should have said...
it's very unusual here. You're right. It's very uncommon. So, but they still. We know everyone else's hand basically, except for Nolan Marquez and Medium Pilot. We don't know what strategy they're on. We know they're starting on the hards, we see that, but the rest is still open.
Yep, and the 5 red lights are about to go on your screens right now. The engines are revving. We've got Kalkas in the Mercedes, Zach in the Renault. Who is going to get the better edge at the start going into turn 1? And we'll find out now. We're underway as Kalkas has got a very good start from Zach. Already had the edge going into turn 1 here. And we've got the Red Bull trying to go past the Toro Rosso and also the Renault as well. But no, there's contact between the Red Bull of Janul and Lakitu.
And there's someone spinning. There's a Haas. Lakitu spun. Yeah. And Lakitu must have serious damage on the front wing there. And I don't think he's the only one. Yeah, right side of his front wing is severely damaged. I would expect him to get into the pits. Let's look at anyone else if they have some kind of front wing damage.
Oh, Odem, he's dropped to 10.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, but his front wing is fine.
How about, I think another person that was caught from the issue was Medium Pilot, but I think he got away unscathed, I think, there. But apart from those lot, everyone else seemed to be fine, but Kalkas got away straight away. He was like, right, I'm on it, and he's going to do it. But meanwhile, Lormans has got the edge on Rafa.
Yeah, and speaking of Rafa, I mean, look at how far he's been falling away. That's because he has some front wing damage as well on the right side. You can see it a little bit.
I didn't see what happened there.
Oh, and there's someone spinning. I think, was that Wayne?
I don't know, or Raikkonen?
Or someone who almost lost it. I think they saved it. Whoever it was. But it looked to me to be a white car, and that must be VSR Wayne on the exit of Senior of turn 10.
Oh my god, this is 3 wide. It was almost 3 wide there into turn 14, but that didn't quite work out as I think we've got the Williams of Pease Allen trying to go around on the right-hand side here. He's going to get the outside, while Raikkonen's going to get the inside. But I think Pazlan's got it. Yeah, he stays P8 for now, and we've got yellow flag. Oh, Lakitu's out.
Yeah, Lakitu.
I think it was the start of turn 1, I think, because I don't know where it's... Oh, no, it's set to 3.
I think he retired in the pit lane after that massive front wing damage he had on his car.
That is a shame, because he was going to go on to the mediums, and then obviously he retired. But it's a shame to see people retire like that, but sometimes these guys don't want to race with broken front wing damages, because it would, but we'll see anyway. As we've got a pretty much a slipstream.
Oh, Pizalan with a huge slide on the exit of turn 9 of the chicane. He did lose a position, and he held it quite nicely, but that was a huge moment of power oversteer for him there. And now he is in the clutches of Raikkonen, who taps the rear of the Hungarian and almost slides himself out. My goodness, loses a position to Marquez. And up front, oh my, they're going really crazy there.
It is a slipstream train from Rafa up to Wayne, I think. So...
Oh, and there's... Oh, my Lormans. That was a mistake, and he decides to go in to take this mistake. He went... Oh, and he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane and retires. Wow. As DRS is enabled.
I'm guessing he's had enough again. But here we go.
It seems so, but wow.
Welcome to the DRS train of France, everybody. And led by Rafa. As I think Rafa's going to have no DRS, I don't think. Everyone else is.
No.
Actually, scrap what I said. It's from P3 down to P10.
Yeah, everyone's going to be in each other's DRS except Rafa. He will have none.
And Zach and Kalkas, but they're running their own race. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're running their own.
Remember, Rafa has front wing damage, so he will be very vulnerable going into the chicane. He might break a little early and...
Almost had a look there, but...
Yeah.
How about Wayne?
But if
No.
I'm gonna talk strategically here for a second. If I'm Janel, I'm biding my time. I'm gonna let Nolan pass Rafa first. I'm not gonna try to get involved into that one, because remember, Rafa does not have DRS. And here goes Nolan into not senior into turn 11.
Wow.
And he makes the move stick. Fantastic job right there. That is what you can do if you don't have a damaged front wing against someone who does. That is if you have enough downforce.
Good job from Nolan in the Haas there to get it up into P3. Sensational job. And yeah, Rafa is going to go into the pits for a change of front wing. And Nolan now is in the lead of this train, and he's not going to have DRS. Janul is. So can Janul catch up to Nolan quick enough to get into the DRS pretty quickly? No, because he's got a time penalty. He can.
Yes. He can't pick up a time penalty, but
and Pete Allen
honestly,
has got one as
maybe that time penalty might be a calculated risk. I'm not sure if he maybe took that deliberately to make sure that he's within that 1 second DRS window, because now he is. And he will have the DRS. So it might play out in the long run. Take 1 3-second penalty, but you're staying with the guy in front. You're not losing positions. You can stay with him. You can battle with him. You can maybe take the position. And maybe, just maybe, Nolan will also get himself a penalty when he defends too hard and too much.
Yeah. Well, watch out for these guys. Like we said earlier, penalties can change everything. And it's not over yet. We're only on lap 4. And mindsets can change. People may start to make mistakes towards the end. And that is where we might see quite a lot more penalties than usual. I don't know. But Kalkos is having a time of his life. 2.5 seconds behind Zach. Zach, 5.6 seconds clear of Nolan. I nearly said Zolan there, but Nolan. So those two are flying. They don't need to worry about anything at the moment. They just can keep it together, run their own race, and make sure they don't get in each other's way. Wayne, on the other hand, is starting to take advantage of this as well and be stuck in a Red Bull sandwich at the moment, Austin.
Yeah, this is not the position where you want to be in front of one driver and behind. Oh, wow.
He went wide into turn 2.
Yeah.
So.
And now it could be over with the sandwich. He's still fighting it. Wayne's still fighting it, but I think, yeah, he has to give it up now. And, oh, Marcus pulling a trolley there on Wayne, just making the car as wide as he can.
Yeah.
And not allowing Wayne to cut back. Very, very well defended here by Marcus. But that also means that Marcus has no DRS with everyone else behind him.
No.
With DRS.
Oh!
And there's a tap on the rear.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Wow.
So.
Raikkonen with front wing damage.
So, was it, so the Red Bull, I think Rain hit the Red Bull, and then the Renault hit the Red Bull trying to avoid it. I think that's what happened. Yeah,
Wayne tapped the rear of Marquez, spun him around, and then Raikkonen, trying to avoid him, hits him. Very unfortunate there.
That is unfortunate. Chain reaction
the only one who got through it is Medium Pilot.
He's up into 5th.
He got through it pretty much unscathed, yeah.
Let me just see who's gained the most. It is him, followed by Nolan. So, well done to these two for having a great race.
Raikkonen comes into the pits
to
change that front wing.
I'm surprised Odems is not going out. Or Wayne. So I thought they both had damage, because Wayne has, I can see.
No.
Wait, I can see he's got a bit of damage. Yeah.
Well, Marcus doesn't. Wayne, I don't see it yet.
Actually, no. It's just my eyesight. It's just my eyesight being a bit.
No, I'm still not sure. There might actually be damage on the right side. Yeah, I think the end plate on the right side is missing because
it doesn't look
the alpha
right.
end plate. The alpha end plate is white, and there is no end plate on the right side, so he does have minor damage. It's not the worst. It's not horribly bad. And so I understand why he stays out if he wants to just get on with his strategy. He loses more time by going in now and going on to a 2-stop than he does by staying out and taking that damage with him.
Yeah, and Raikkonen, I think, has had enough. He's out as well. So if you stay out, you will get some points. So I think that's a little incentive to keep going.
It certainly is, yeah. At the very least, you're guaranteed 2 points. And if you are in 9th place, like Rafa is right now, there's nothing stopping you. If you're in 9th place at the end of lap 25, just go into the pits, get some softs, try to get the fastest lap. Gives you 3 points. So you
Yeah,
get 2 points for ninth place and an additional one. So
it won't be the end of the
basically, you
world.
could get yourself 3 points.
Yeah, it won't be the end of the world if they do that, as well. I think we're starting to
And
see.
there's Nolan with 3 seconds. But Nolan has pulled out such a gap to General now that it doesn't really matter for General.
Nah.
The guy in front has also picked up a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of people gaining time penalties already, which is not really a surprise, like we said earlier. But as I think the only battle we've got is between Peas Island and Odem, so it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. Odem is covering Peas Island past turn 7, going into turn 8 now, which is called the North Chicane. And they've almost touched. Peas Island broke a little bit late, or was it Odem's? I don't know, but
No. Peas Island was a little bit too hot getting into the corner there, and just barely got it stopped before hitting Marquez in the rear.
yeah, I think that's what it was. So, which is a shame, really. But
yeah, he's staying with him quite well, at least for now. We know about Marquez's quality. We know how good of a driver he is. And so I'm surprised to see Peace Island staying with him for now. And Janel goes into the pits, as do Kalkers and Zach.
Janel
And
getting a
Janel
5
gets
penalty.
getting himself a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He's gonna hate himself for that.
Wow. So either they're doing a 2-stop, because I think it's a bit too early to pit on the 7 mediums. I thought they would go onto the hards if they were to pit now. But they may prove me wrong. I don't know. I'm not an expert strategist in ERL, so don't ask me why they're on the mediums, but I think we've seen it work before, and I don't know. They might try the 2-stop. We'll see.
I have to say it might actually work, because remember last year the pit entry here at France was different. The pit entry was also quite dangerous, to be fair. So I'm quite happy they changed that. But it was that you had to get through the last corner and then turn to the right. Now, in turn 14, you peel off to the right side, so you don't have to go through that really, really slow right-hander of turn 15.
No.
So the time loss on a pit stop is now less than it was last year, and significantly less. That means a 2-stop may work, where last year it didn't.
No, 2-stop in France last year did not work at all. It just compromised quite a lot of people's laps.
Yeah, but this year it might be different because of that new pit entry. Because you don't have to go through this really slow turn 15 there that Kalkers just went through and Zach just went through and Janel goes through right now. You don't have to do that on your in-lap.
No.
So you don't lose that much time, because you gain time for a short amount of time. You're faster than the guys on track who stay on track. So the time loss is much less now. It's probably around 4 to 5 seconds between now and what you lost last season here at France with the old pit entry.
Yeah.
And that could be the factor. That is a huge difference. And the one thing you always take into account to calculate whether a 2-stop is worth it, other than, of course, tire wear, is how long the pit lane is and how much time you lose. And that's why it doesn't work in Silverstone, because in Silverstone, the pit lane starts so early that it's quite ridiculous, and ends so late that you lose so much time that it's not worth it. Here now, with this pit entry and pit exit, this might very well work.
This might work, actually, yeah. This might work for the 2 lead, who are still in the net lead, don't forget. But I think they will, yeah, they should be able to make it work, as long as they keep it a bit conservative and get away from traffic, which Kalkers is trying to do. So we're on lap 10 now, as everyone on the softs is pitted, I believe. And we've only got people on the mediums and the hards still yet to go as Kalkas tries to get past
Oh, there's a little bit of a touch there, and Peace Island almost spinning, keeps it.
That was a save.
Keeps it clear.
That was a
yeah,
save.
but he lost a lot of time there and 2 positions, not only to Kalkers but also to Zach. I'm gonna question here why Peace Island even fought this battle. Those were the 2 net leaders behind you. Just make him go through. Like, this is not your fight. This is not the people you're fighting with. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't either. But I'm guessing they want to have, for some of them, they may want to have a little bit of a psychological advantage. But for me, when I see someone on a different tyre strategy who's on newer tyres than me, if I'm on older tyres, I'm like, there's no point fighting them. I'm going to lose so much time. It just makes sense to let them just through it just a tiny bit. Make them work for it a little bit because, you know, sometimes if it goes to the championship and if it's someone that's put either my teammate or in a sister team that's fighting for the championship, I may help them. But apart from that, you don't really want to help hold people up around here. I'm just saying. So.
And very, very important what you just said there. You don't want to hold people up here on this track. In Monaco, defending would be perfectly fine. I would not fault him for that. If he did that in Monaco, in Monaco you can't overtake on your own. Here, it's so easy to overtake. You can overtake into turn 1, you can overtake into turn 8, into the chicane, you can overtake into turn 11. There's multiple overtaking opportunities, easy overtaking opportunities, if you got, you know, the right speed and everything.
Yeah.
Fighting it here is not a smart move.
Nope, it's not. So if I was you, I would let the other person fight and then concentrate on your own race, because I think he's the only guy behind that hasn't pitted. Well, that hasn't pitted. Obviously, we had Kalkas, Zach, Janelle, and Rafa that's pitted. So Peace Island is not having a good race, I must say, compared to his rivals, because his other rivals are ahead of him on track. So he has to pit soon if he wants to get the undercut, and he's struggling on this. I can tell he's just struggling a bit on those mediums, so I'm guessing he'll probably have to go to the hards early anyway, but we'll see.
Yeah, but I would say the pit window for the medium runners who started on the mediums, like Wayne and Peace Island, starts pretty much with this lap. It's pretty much open at this point. Let's see if Wayne comes in. No, he stays out for one more. Peace Island, we might see him come in.
Yeah, I won't be surprised.
I would say the pit window for those 2 drivers is now open. Not for the hardwares, but certainly, no, he stays out as well. He goes at least one more lap.
I was not expecting that.
I think they'll come in.
He's got to. He was just
weaving
at the start-finish straight. I'm sure he'll be told by his Jeff. Or maybe he was hoping to go onto the soft, but there's no way you're going to go onto the soft. And he's already holding up Janelle. No. He already held up Janelle by doing that, and he had to take evasive action. Luckily, he didn't get a severe corner cutting penalty for that. I thought he did, but he didn't. So
yeah, the thing is, he might appeal that after the race and get it removed, because we had it on stream what happened there, so it's very easy to review that.
Yeah.
And he might have gotten that removed if he had gotten a penalty for that one, but he didn't, so it doesn't matter anyway. But now here he comes. With a little dummy around the outside, not the inside. He doesn't have that. Oh, Peace Island just shutting the door on him. But really bad exit from the Williams here. And now the Red Bull almost side by side. But look at the difference in setup. The high speed here by Peace Island. He must run much lower wings, which also tends or kind of explains why he's struggling in the corners. They touch and Peace Island shuts the door again. Janu, this is where he needs to overtake. This section here, all the way from Senior to the last corner, that's where he can overtake, because he has a lot more grip. He has his cornering speed is much higher. On the straight, he needs the DRS assistance, he needs ERS, and he needs slipstream all together to make the move stick.
Yeah, because if he doesn't get that, then it's going to cost him so much time. And Rafa already is 2.3 seconds down the road, so he could benefit at this as well, even though he pitted a lot earlier than the Red Bull driver. So...
And now we have two battles on our hands with Kalkers against Wayne, which might actually happen right now, and it does. Kalkers with DRS, with some... No, not even that much
Wayne
DRS
did the right thing there. He let him... I think he didn't fight for
and here
it.
comes Janul now. Right after. Janul also same place, same way, overtakes and gets the move done as well. And Pizalin again, a little bit hot into the corner. And he seems to struggle a lot with the exit of turn 9. I've seen him oversteer there. I've seen him slide away quite a few times already in this race. We're not even halfway through. We're pretty much halfway through the race at this point. 13 laps done now, so we're pretty much halfway through. And I think Pizon probably struggled through that corner, through turn 9. Half of the runs I've seen him, which is like probably 4 or 5 times already. So Pizon really struggling.
He's spun, he's lost his rear wing. No, actually, no, he's lost his completely right wing on this front.
So, the front wing, you mean?
Front wing, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I think what should have helped him, he should have pitted earlier and not fight the people in front.
And now he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
That's karma for him, I'm afraid. If he didn't fight his different battles, then he would have stayed where he was and not caused as much damage, I think. I'm not being...
Yeah, and I tell you what...
I'm not being rude, but it is true.
Yeah, I tell you what, looking at the strategies right now, we have 2 runners on hards who are still on the tires they started on, with Nolan and medium pilot. I think we might see them come into the pits quite soon.
Oden's was on the hards.
And then we have Wayne, who has taken the exact same distance as the 2 leaders. Not the net leaders, but the leaders. But on the mediums. I think we might actually see Wayne going medium to soft. He might actually try that.
I won't be surprised if he does that. He's one of those drivers that can really start to push that strategy and make it work, because he is a good tyre saver when he can, and he can also save good ERS too when he can. He is amazing. I've known him in other leagues as well, and he's incredibly fast. He knows what to do to get good lap times and also have good race pace as well, which is what you need in a driver.
Both the leaders in the pits now. Nolan and medium pilot.
Wayne stays
both
out.
Going from hard to medium, and yeah, Wayne stays out. He's done more than half of the race now. 14 laps. There will be 15 at the end of this one on the medium tire. So chances are he goes on to the softs.
I'm almost certain, and I can't remember. I think it's 10 laps you can get on the... I can't remember how long you can go on the softs around here.
We'll see how much he can do.
Yeah. I won't be surprised if he can start pushing, as Nolan has got another time penalty. So...
Yeah, I would expect him to come into the pits at the end of lap 16.
Yeah.
Because what you have with these tires for the most part is if you get a 3-to-2 ratio of your laps, that's about the perfect ratio for the tires between 2 neighboring tire compounds. If you go soft to hard, that's different. But if you go soft to medium or medium to hard, or the other way around, it's 2-to-3. Yeah. So 11 and 16 would fit that pretty perfectly.
That would fit well for Wayne. And if he could do that, I'll be a very proud person. So, because I've never seen it work, and he will be the first person to prove me wrong there. So he's going to try his best, and he is going to stay out.
Stays out one more.
And we got yellow flag in second
yellow flag, yeah.
That is Pizalin again.
Yeah. In the wall there. And what is he doing now?
He tried to correct himself there a little bit.
He spun in turn 7 or turn 6 pretty much.
Yeah, turn 6. No damage though, only end plate, I think.
Does he have end plate damage? I didn't see it. Marquez, meanwhile, fastest lap of the race so far. And he doesn't even have end plate damage. No damage at all. Not even the end plate is missing. Everything fine.
I swear he went into the wall.
Either hit the wall Yeah, either he hit the wall very, very gently, or not at all, or he hit it with the rear. That could have
Yeah,
happened as well.
I don't know. I wasn't really paying much attention. All I saw was Pizarro in the wall, and I was like, right, I thought he has damage, but obviously not. So,
Yeah,
but
Wayne, meanwhile, now under pressure from Nolan. Pizarro now with a penalty. Well,
here
that
comes
will be.
Nolan now. I think he easily
Yeah,
gets past
Wayne just
Wayne
lets him
there.
through. Well done. Honestly, that is the best way to not lose a lot of time. That's how you run your race.
That is what Pizarro should have done.
Yes. Yes, pretty much.
Yeah. Again,
And Wayne, does he come in now?
I think he will be, because I can almost certain he's going to go. But meanwhile, I think Odims has just got past Rafa.
Yeah, here he comes. Here he comes. Wayne now into the pits, lap 16. Again, it's this 2 to 3 ratio. For those of you who are watching and who know a little bit about, or who don't know enough about pit stop strategy, if you have two neighboring tires, 2 to 3 is the ratio you can go perfectly with. That's how you lose the least time. And now he goes on to the hard. No, he's the soft. Okay, that was a graphic
I was
mistake
going to
there.
say.
Yeah, for a second
minute.
it looked white, but no, he's on the softs. And Rafa also with 3-second penalty here. Sector 2, what happened here?
Oh,
Pizarro
again.
Yep. Yeah, he's really struggling now.
He's already a lap. I think he's gonna.
And
he's already.
yeah,
a lap
he's
down.
about to be lapped. He's about to be lapped. He's into senior now.
Oh, he's
into
about
turn 10.
to. Yeah.
Kalkers. Yeah, he's about to. Kalkers just exited turn 9, and Pizarro was in turn 10, so one corner away.
Hopefully.
So it's about to happen.
Hopefully, cows cannot get hold up by him, but he will get told to move. Otherwise, the person who is lapped will get a time penalty if they're not let through. After I don't know how many corners. I think it's. I don't know. It is hard.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know either.
yeah, we've got 10 laps to go. We've got 10 laps to go of this French Grand Prix. We've seen some good battles, but some battles where it could have gone a lot better, I must say. But some great battles from Wayne, and also Calcus and Zach haven't had any battles.
Oh, speaking of good battles, Janul and Marquez, teammates, are now battling it out for 5th place. And Marquez came really close into turn 15 to the back of Janul. They didn't touch, but it got really close. And Pizarro spun again.
Oh, no.
That is the yellow flag. And again, turn 6, exit of turn 6. But he doesn't get in the way of Kalkers. And Zach gets some slipstream here.
And
now he sees that Pizarro is lagging a little bit.
That's going to help
So he
Zach.
takes some... Yeah. But is it going to be enough for him to catch back up with Kalkers and maybe, at the very least, get into that 1 second window? Because then you get DRS, and then DRS should be able to do the rest.
Yeah, we've got 10 laps to go.
Oh, at the Red Bulls touch. Marquez trying to make it around the outside, and Janul completely misjudges the corner and goes into Marquez, and they both miss the corner. No front wing damage, surprisingly, on either car.
Wow.
But Marquez now passed Janul. And, wow. So we have teammate collision.
Teammate rivalry.
If you are playing, I'm not gonna use the BS word. I'm gonna say buzzword bingo.
Verstappen, Ricardo, Baku 2018.
yes. But if you're playing buzzword bingo right now, and you have a field that says teammate collision,
tick.
You can check that one off. Yes.
Yeah. If there's any people playing that, of course.
They should.
They should.
But meanwhile, look at Zach.
Oh, look at Zach.
Zach was down. Yeah, he was down 1.7 seconds with the help of Pizarro and with some pretty good cornering and pretty good lap times himself. Got himself to 1.2, 1.1. Now it's back up to 1.3. That can happen. But he seems like he is the slightly faster car over Calkers. The question is, can he make it into the 1 second window, or is Calkers just managing the gap?
I don't know. I think this is going to be a close finish between these two. Because I don't think any of these guys have any penalties at all.
We're going to look at that. I'm gonna take a look at that.
Yes,
come
please.
lap 24, I would say.
Yeah,
right now we gotta keep the tension high. You know, we gotta keep the excitement high.
Yeah, I agree.
Come lap 24, 25, I'll have a look at it and we can see where the drivers are.
Janul's had a bit of a save there.
Yeah.
And he's braking turn 12.
What is he doing?
I don't even know.
He's reshaping the circuit.
That's not going to help people that need it as a brake marker board or need it as a reference point, but
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But to be honest, I did that almost in France, and people.
Yeah. Meanwhile, sorry, Nolan seems to be the fastest guy on track because look at his tires, 7 laps younger than both Zach's and Calker's. The two-stop actually working to perfection here. Nolan is in the DRS of Zach. Might actually have a chance to overtake here. And Zach did he just let him through? It almost looked like it.
I think.
But no, I'm
sure Zach knows zone and has penalties.
Oh, that could be the case, yeah. I was thinking about fresher tires, but look, maybe Zach is thinking this really strategically. Saying, look, Nolan, you lead me through, you go through, and then you lead me to Calkers. That might be the call here. Because now Nolan can basically bridge the gap and allow Zach to get DRS and get close to Calkers. And then Nolan overtakes Calkers, but Nolan has penalties, so he will be pulled back because of them, and then Zach might be able to overtake for the win. Oh, but if Zach actually... If that went on in Zach's head, and that's why he let him through, it might have been a masterpiece in terms of strategy.
To be honest,
he does have the DRS here,
if
so
Zach
does
can
Nolan.
pull this off, that will be really good. That would be brilliant. Just saying.
Yeah, but he also seems to struggle in the dirty air of Nolan. He has fallen away almost a second from the Haas, so...
Oh,
we'll
and
see how that goes. But Nolan and
not that
Calkers,
far behind.
Yeah, Nolan and Calkers might be getting into some trouble here. Which, again, allows Zach to get DRS, get closer, and set his sights on both of them. Here goes Nolan. I think he's a little bit too far away.
Calkers was 7th last week, which was his best finish.
No, here he goes. Here he goes.
It goes. No.
And Nolan into the lead.
And we see
of
some
the French
cheers.
Grand Prix.
We hear some cheers in the background. That was good timing. That was good timing, game. I'm guessing a few people in the grandstand like the Haas cars. I must say, but
seems so. Yeah, I mean, maybe they think that's Roman Grosjean.
Maybe. Oh yeah, good point. I only just noticed that. I only just noticed that, but there we go. So, Nolan again.
And look at Zach.
Yeah.
Sorry, look at Zach right now.
Yeah,
he is so close to Calkers. That's half a second that he's behind Calkers here.
I can't wait for this. I am so excited.
This is going to be amazing. Again, lap 24, 25 is when we're going to look at the penalties. So right now, we know that Nolan has at least one.
Yeah.
We know that. 3 seconds at the very least. I haven't seen anyone else. I haven't seen Calkers or Zach show up down there.
No, I haven't either.
So maybe they're both without.
I am tempted to check, but I won't. I'm gonna follow these battles.
The excitement. We got to build it up a little bit, you know. So
I hope
this is interesting.
I pray to God. I hope Calkers and Zach keep it penalty free, so we can see a pure battle. It's technically for the win here, as Nolan has more penalties.
Well, for now.
Oh.
For now, look at how much gap Nolan has already pulled out. He's out of the DRS range, or Calkers, he pushed Calkers out of the DRS range.
That can change quite a bit, but I think what Nolan is trying to do is avoid the positions, like losing many positions, because if he can pull away, he can possibly not lose that much.
Yeah. If he pulls out a 3 second gap a 3-second window, he can act. If he only has one penalty, we don't know. We're gonna look at it later. But if he can pull out a 3-second gap, he might actually still win this. He's at 1.7 already.
That is true. He can still win if Nolan can pull off a massive gap. Don't forget, Nolan on 7 lap used mediums, everyone else on 14. So, and I do believe he did hards and mediums as well. So, they were the ones that made the strategy work. So, you know, if he didn't get any penalties, he nailed it. But obviously, due to the penalties he's got, obviously he won't win, which is a shame. But it's just proof in the pudding. You can do hards and mediums and possibly make it work. But meanwhile, Janor and Rafa are really going at it. Janor goes round the outside. Here he goes. And Janor is up into P6. Rafa's going to have another go around the outside. That's turn 2. Well,
and he goes back. Yeah, I think that was the right call. Turn 3 is not an overtaking spot here.
No, it's not. He tried to have a go there, but obviously not. But he might
wait
try
for the DRS.
That's what I would do anyway.
Yeah. And here he goes with the DRS overtake mode on the ERS. They both have. Jano trying to defend, but he's not going to defend much.
No,
here.
He's not.
Rafa just flying by.
Here goes Rafa to the inside, and that is
clear overtake.
Well done to Rafa. His championship rivals are nowhere to be seen, as obviously Louis is not here this week, and all his other rivals, Speedster.
Oh, Jano ran the outside of Senior? I don't think so, no.
No, he did try there, but I think Rafa is saying, see you later, you're not having that position.
Yep. Jano looked like he was trying to go for the late apex into this double right-hander here of turn 11, but he did not gain too much from that.
No,
and
he
now
didn't.
He goes a little bit too wide, and I think he's going to lose more time now to Rafa.
Yeah, he's going to lose more time. And
meanwhile, Nolan has pulled out a 3-second gap to Kalkers.
And meanwhile, Kalkers is trying to defend from Zach. So,
oh my.
This is going to get tense.
I'm having a look at the penalties.
Look at the penalties now, please.
Yes, Nolan, 9 seconds.
And here's Janul with a penalty. And speaking of penalties, here's Janul with a penalty.
Oh my.
How about Kalkers and Zach?
I'm going to check once again. Hold on, I'm going to check again. Maybe Nolan even has 11 seconds because one of them came during his in-lap, so he might have gotten a 5-second penalty for speeding.
Did he serve it though? Actually, no, he didn't.
No. He only came into the pits once, but no, only. Okay, so 9 seconds for Nolan.
How about?
Then we got Kalkers.
Oh no! Wait a minute! Oh wow! As Rafa Janul went so wide there, as I think Rafa's been pulling away.
Yeah.
So
so Kalkers, 1 warning, no penalty. So 0 seconds.
So he'll be. I think so. If he stays like this, he'll win. And if Zach needs to get.
Zach also 1 warning. No, sorry. He has 3 warnings, but I think 1 warning was for an incident. For a collision. Yeah, so 2 warnings.
Zach's got to be clean.
He's got 2 warnings. But again, also no penalty. So for both of them, really, this is still for the win between Kalkers and Zach. Nolan is pulling out a gap, but he will finish P3 if he keeps that gap where it is right now. Zach and Kalkers, that's where it is for the win right now, right here. And Kalkers weaving, trying to break the slipstream here. Yellow flag in sector 3. That might be P-Zalin. It is. Meanwhile, Zach not close enough to make the overtake happen. He has 2.5 more laps to make it work.
Can he do it? Can Zach do it? This is one of his favourite tracks around here. And he wants that win. And so does Kalkers as well. That'll be both their best results of the season. If
it's not just Zach, one of Zach's favorite tracks. It's his home track. He is French. And I'm pretty sure nothing would mean more to him than winning his home race here in ERL.
That'll be pretty good, I must say.
In the Renault as well.
Oh,
that
was almost a touch. He's close. He was super close that lap.
Here he goes. I think this is gonna be it. Zach for the lead. Gets the slipstream, ERS, DRS, everything enabled.
Whatever.
And he makes it stick. The Renault in the net lead. The French driver in the French car at the French Grand Prix with 2 laps to go takes the lead.
He did it very well there. He kept it under control. And this will be so special for him. But it's not over. Kalkers could pull off a late one. But I think what Zach did do was he saved his ERS and got past Kalkers, so Kalkers had less time to respond.
Yeah, and now look at this. Zach now weaving like mad, trying to break the slipstream, but Kalkers isn't having any of it. No. Stays in the slipstream the whole time and gets closer a little bit at least. Again, 9 seconds is what Nolan would have to get.
Oh, he's gaining though.
As a gap. But he's not going to get to 9 seconds.
You never know.
Nolan, that's 4 seconds in a lap and a bit. No, I'm sorry, but no. Unless Zach and Kalker somehow touch.
Don't jinx it now.
That might be the commentator's curse right here. Oh. I'm sorry if it is. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, just don't blame us if there was an incident or something like that. But
yeah, we're not responsible.
The battle was still on for fastest lap though, and Nolan still has it, but on the medium tyres as well. But Wayne could still. I don't think Pease Island will do it, I'm afraid, but I think Wayne will. But Janelle won't do it because he's out the race. Not that surprised, but I'm not sure what happened there.
Well, I'm gonna have a look where it happened.
Let me go on board with Wayne. Oh.
Okay, well
turn
then
11,
that is
turn 12. End of turn 11,
yeah, turn 12. I don't even know how you get there.
Maybe he may have touched someone, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's the only explanation. Otherwise, I don't understand that one.
Right.
Meanwhile, Zach now pulling out 8/10 of a gap almost.
Zach going a little bit wide though, but he is still trying to.
Not enough to break. Oh, we have some issue. Oh, Janel left the session. Okay. Not enough to break the DRS, but certainly enough to defend quite easily from an overtake attempt and to not even let it get to an overtake attempt. Kalkers, his options at this point are limited. Meanwhile, Nolan is in the final section of the track, final corners of this race. The Haas with a really good performance here on a hard to medium strategy. He came all the way from, I can barely read that, P8 to win the race. Well, not win the race, but to win it on track at the very least. Comes across the line, but right behind him, it will be the French driver in the French car winning the French Grand Prix. T1000 Zach wins the race.
And it will mean so special for him. It will be so emotional. I mean, it's good to do it in ERL as well. Home Monaco and your home Grand Prix will mean so. It means so much to these drivers, and Zach has done one of them. Louis done the other, and yeah, good result. Nolan in P3 though, so due to the fact he pulled off a big gap to the lead, he was able to only lose 1 position. Well, 2 positions, so that could have been worse. So well done to Nolan in 3rd. We've got Medium Pilot in 4th.
Oh, and Wayne with a puncture. Wayne with a puncture.
Oh, no.
At the very end, his front left.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, I see it. Oh, no. Not good.
Yeah, he made it across the line in P7 at the very least. So, Rafa, meanwhile, we have to talk about him as well a little bit. Rafa now taking the championship lead with 8 points here today. Doesn't get the fastest lap. That one goes to Nolan, so he will get 16 instead of 15. But Rafa taking the lead in the championship, but not by much. He was behind by 4 points. With this 6th place, he's ahead of Louis by 4 points.
Wow. I won't be surprised if we'll have a battle between these two next week in Austria. I'm excited about Austria because it's one of my favourite tracks to commentate on, so...
Yeah, every time I've commentated on Austria, it's always been an absolutely bonkers race.
Yeah, I agree. It's fun to race at. It's fun to commentate at. It's a driver's and a viewers' favourite. Oh, my words are getting wrong today. But well done to Zach there for a commanding drive. Kalkas as well, pulling off the pressure. So I think both of them only wants to not get penalties as well from the finishers. So well done to them. So we got Zach who's won. We got Kalkas second. Nolan P3. Medium Pilot 4th, Odem's 5th place, Rafa 6th, Wayne 7th, P. Zarlan 8th, and your non-finishers are Janul, Raikkonen, Normand, and Lakitu. And that has been ERL Season 7 for the French Grand Prix. Thank you very much for listening. And also thank you, Austin, for joining me in the commentary box. I was glad not having to do this alone, I must say.
I mean, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
And we will see you next week, same time, 5 o'clock UK time, for the Austrian Grand Prix in the Red Bull Ring. Will Janul and Odems get a good result for the home fans? We'll have to wait and see. Join us then for more. Have a good evening, guys, and good night.